Hi ladies and gentlemen, Christoph the Polish Geek, and welcome to the first official trailer reaction of 2025. And I'm gonna react to The Witcher Sirens of the Deep. This is actually one of those trailer reactions where I'm reacting to something I'm actually not looking forward to, but I rarely react to actually things I'm not looking forward to. But sometimes you gotta do that, don't you? Because I'm a huge fan of The Witcher video games. I love The Witcher video games. Like the first game in the series I think is fantastic. I mean, like the story at least is super incredible and like one of the best video game stories ever. Although some of the gameplay mechanics admittedly did age pretty badly and they can get sometimes clunky and frustrating. So yeah, I love the first game, but if some people don't like it because it admittedly did age in some places pretty badly, I totally understand it. But if you can look past some of the outdated some of the outdated and admittedly pretty frustrating gameplay mechanics, I still think the game is fantastic and very much worth a play. And then The Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings, well, the story is still pretty great. It's not as good as the story of the first Witcher game, but still pretty great story. And the gameplay there is simply fantastic. And then The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is the best in the series, and no wonder it's like a favorite game of a lot of people, because it truly is a masterpiece and I truly love it. But I love all three of the Witcher video games, some of my favorite video games of all time, and I will tell you that right now. Like last year I did top 10 best Polish movies for Polish Independence Day. When Polish Independence Day on November 11th comes up in Poland this year, I decided I will do a Witcher marathon where I'll review all three of the Witcher video games. I mean, obviously I won't do them all in the same day. Like, I will do the review of the first Witcher game on week 1, then next week I'll do a review of The Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings, and then I'll try my best that on November 11th, that exact day, will be when I have a review of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So yes, around the time Polish Independence Day comes up, expect the review of the first two video games first, and then on the November 11th Polish Independence Day, the review of the third game. Expected this. But here's an interesting news. I've never actually read the books. Really shame for a Polish person. I do hope to get around at some point and do read the books, but I think I already said a couple of times at this point, I've never actually read the Witcher books. A real shame for a Polish person, but it's true. But I do plan on getting around and to read them at some point. But the Netflix show is simply an abomination. I mean, like, the first season did have some good elements. Like, I did really like the character arc of Yennefer, and Henry Cavill was simply excellent as Geralt of Rivia, but I certainly wasn't so crazy about it like some people seem to be, mostly because I was such a huge fan of the video games, and I don't really think that it resembled the Slavic folklore like the books do anyway. And then season 2, I mean, the first episode was admittedly pretty fantastic, and then it very much went downhill from there, and I couldn't even get through the first 20 minutes of season 3. And I haven't touched Blood Origin. I'm glad I didn't, based on what I hear about it. But I did really enjoy Nightmare of the Wolf animated movie. So when Sirens of the Deep was first announced, I saw some clips from it and images. I was actually looking forward to it at first because... And also, as I said, the animation looked good and I liked the images, so I was kind of looking forward to it. But then, as soon as I saw the images of the Voidenoi Underwater Society, that's when my excitement and interest kind of plunged down. Because, in all honesty, like, this isn't Aquaman, this is The Witcher. Like, this isn't supposed, like, and this Underwater Society literally looked nothing but an Aquaman ripoff, and this isn't a DC superhero story. Like, this is the Witcher fantasy, like. And then I've heard and then I read a little bit about The Little Sacrifice, the short story, the Witcher short story this is apparently based on, and yeah, like, this Underwater Aquaman ripoff society really gave me a strong pause to look forward to it. And as I said, if I'm being honest, I'm not really looking forward to it, but I'm just reacting to this trailer anyway, because sometimes you gotta react to something you are not looking forward to, are you not? Especially if it's based on something you do generally love overall, like The Witcher for me, the video games at least. Let's see.
destiny. I need coin, peace, and quiet.
What did I miss?
5 attacks on divers in the last few months and no one's held to account.
We have a monster problem off our shore, and a monster hunter in our midst.
Witcher, your services are required.
Why are you following us?
We're on the verge of war. I want to help.
It takes bravery to stand against a crowd.
I could sense there was something between you two. We only came to this town to avoid running into you-know-who again. You need someone like Essie.
I found it wise not to trust others.
The animation is beautiful.
To have it end now.
If one sea creature is in danger,
What did you do?
we all are.
I worry the humans aren't looking for truth.
I'm trying to stop a war. Why is it you seem to be pushing for one?
What the?
Essie, people think I've gone soft on killing monsters. I'll prove them wrong.
February 11th. Well, I gotta be honest. There were bits and pieces in the trailer that I did actually found pretty interesting and entertaining. I mean, like, the animation is certainly pretty good good looking, and I'm really glad that they picked the voice actor of Geralt of Rivia from the English dub of the video games. That was a really smart choice, and that blonde girl was pretty cute too. And as well as some of the fights with the monsters seem pretty interesting. I mean, like, some would say they were very over the top, but this seems like pretty much what it became a default in animated anime or anime rip-off movies like that anyway. Like, just look at Castlevania or other things. So those over-the-top fights, I can actually give them some slack. And also I really like some of the monsters like the Kraken and Drowners from the video games. I really enjoyed all that stuff, but I still can't really get over that underwater society. Like, this literally looks like an Aquaman ripoff, and this isn't Aquaman, this is The Witcher, and I don't really think a society like that fits like The Witcher. In fact, if I just saw this image alone without anything else, I would literally think it's Aquaman. And because the original story from The Little Sacrifice, I mean, like, I haven't read it, but I heard from some people who did actually read it that apparently this is some sort of like Lovecraftian story, and this underwater society doesn't actually directly appear. It's more like we know they exist and all, but they're like completely unknown, and like this sounds fascinating, interesting, but just turning it into basically like an Aquaman ripoff. Sorry, but that gives me a huge pause, and which is really a shame, because if I'm being honest, as I just said, there are bits and pieces in the trailer that I do actually find pretty interesting, and if they maybe tried to be more lore faithful to The Witcher and less picking from superhero stuff, that could really have a potential to be another good Witcher animated movie, like Nightmare of the Wolf before it. So, overall, I guess, let's wait and see how this goes. But thank you guys for checking out this trailer reaction. Press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you then, bye.